Do you think that it's done with KHADGAR? Do you think that Medivh can possibly return? I want to see Medivh come back really badly, to be honest, but I don't think he will until Midnight or The Last Titan if he does come back. KHADGAR, I don't think is probably gone forever. Listen, I watched The Walking Dead enough to know that if they don't show the dead body or their entire body being consumed by the thing, they're probably not dead. So, KHADGAR, his hand getting consumed by the void, he could have been fully sucked into the Dark Heart and converted into the void, so he could be inside the Dark Heart. It could be that his arm was consumed by the void, and in one last attempt to stave off oblivion, he teleports himself out. There is an extremely small chance that Xal'atath kept him alive intentionally, but I don't think so, considering she outwardly says goodbye, Guardian, and then attempts to kill him. So there is also the chance that KHADGAR is just flat out fucking dead, and like that's that. But there is a chance that, as with all energy-based beings, that there is a chance that he, or something to do with the void, similar to the Koreshi, has given him ethereal properties. And it may be full body, it might be just his hand, you know? I'd kind of fuck with KHADGAR like having an ethereal arm of like magical energy that he can then like use as like a weapon or something. And then like the rest of his body maybe being like slightly void touched, like maybe it's like slightly moving like through his veins or something, almost seeing the like energy of the void transition to flesh, and like maybe have him be like more darkened, but not necessarily a bad guy. I would fuck with that. Some kind of like half ethereal type thing, or full blown ethereal kind of situation I could go with. I've heard theories that he is Locust Walker. I don't agree with that at all. I think that that's a pretty like causality breaking kind of concept that we don't have any proof of. But the idea of KHADGAR becoming like an ethereal or something like that, I think is a sound option. It's kind of a sound possibility, I think. And so it does give big, Gandalf vibes as well. The gray old wizard, saving himself, sacrificing himself against the Balrog, against the ultimate darkness to confront them, but then falling, for fucking ever to the point where I don't even exactly understand the lore of the Gandalf the White scenario, but fucking being essentially reborn via the power of Eru Ilúvatar, if I'm understanding correctly, and like returning as like the baddest fucking mage that maybe ever lived, the baddest wizard ever maybe, next to like Sauron. Or Saruman, and it's like, I don't know, I would fuck with that pretty heavy, dude. KHADGAR coming back and like, I don't know, that'd be pretty fucking sick. But, it's one of those things where there's also, here's the other aspect of it. Jaina Proudmoore immediately after is like, oh, KHADGAR, this is shitty, but we can mourn him later. Let me point something out. I'm 2 zones deep. We haven't talked about KHADGAR. We haven't talked about him at all, not even once. So, in my opinion, that is a very powerful indicator that KHADGAR is not dead, not permanently anyway, because we're not mourning him. We're not doing that. I just don't think that that's gonna happen. I think that there is a good chance that we see him return. Yeah, KHADGAR is Guardian in name only. He did not actually accept the power of the Guardian, which is why Medivh admired KHADGAR so much, because Medivh says to KHADGAR himself, you don't need the Guardian of Tirisfal's power to do this. You don't, it's always been within you. That's why you're the true Guardian. That's why you're the right Guardian, essentially, is what Medivh says to KHADGAR, is that you find ways to surmount the insurmountable against all odds without having to rely on the same power that I do. And I think Medivh really respected that. So KHADGAR is universally loved hard by the community. I think Blizz would give him a better send-off if it was for real. I agree. I think him coming back is pretty high likeliness.